Hey everyone, Connor again. Just thought I'd do a quick market analysis for you. This is live actually. It is Tuesday, 4th of April, so around midday, 1 p.m. here in London. Didn't do a market analysis on the weekend, so there was nothing really that was worth mentioning. So now let's go through it. Live market, and I'll tell you what I'm looking at. So we'll start here on the daily on EU as usual. We look like we're continuing our bullish run. We have now, as you can see, we've spiked up and taken some buy side liquidity from the previous daily high and previous weekly high, and we're still within this daily ob. And I've identified, of course, that previous high here as a weak high because it failed to break the low here, right? So that's my longer term picture. Let's jump down to the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, we look to be continuing bullish again. You can see my narrative here, and we'll talk through that. So daily, I see it as bullish. 4 hour, new bullish leg with weak high buy side liquidity swept. So this was the weak high. It failed to break its low. So I had that labeled as a weak high. It came up here, pulled back, and then now has swept it. So it swept that previous day high and previous week high and the previous week high from before. So it's taken all of that buy side liquidity out now and created a new high. It hasn't closed above, but it's created that new high. So I see this as a fresh 4 hour leg, which you can see measured out here. This is the discount, this is the premium, right? And we've swept buy side liquidity. Okay, so we look bullish. So high, low, and eventually, high, high, low. And we are still closing out within this 4 hour ob here, and we're within this daily order block as well. So we haven't quite closed above. We could be due a pullback now from this buy side liquidity sweep. So we'll see more when we go down on the lower time frames. As for the 4 hour, I haven't marked out anything POI wise, but obviously we've got our fair value gaps here in the discount and the order blocks, right? But we're nowhere near there, so I'm going to leave that alone for now. Just what's important is we've swept major buy side liquidity, and this is our new leg. So go down to the hourly. So on the hourly, we'll discuss same with the hourly, new bullish leg and a 1 hour ob and POI within the premium. And by that I mean the premium of the 4 hour leg, right? So let me make that obvious. This is the 4 hour leg here from this low to this high. The reason why I say that's the leg is because obviously that 4 hour high failed to break the low. And then I have this labeled as the 1 hour leg. The reason why, even though it didn't pull back into discount, I'm keeping note of it, is because this low swept some internal liquidity, right? And then broke the high that was made here. So low created a new high. So for me, on the 1 hour, that's a new leg. On the 4 hour, obviously that's just a blip, right? That's not a significant piece of price action to me. But on the 1 hour is something to keep an eye on. And I've also noted we have a 1 hour order block here with a fair value gap, right? To give that order block some conviction. And it created a new high. And we have the premium up here, discount down here. The order block is within the discount, but it's within the premium of the 4 hour leg. So we need to be aware of that. We could pull back into the 4 hour discount, but I'm keeping an eye on here, which is a discount of the so-called 1 hour leg. And we'll see if we can get a reaction from here. I have my alert set here. So that's pretty much what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for EU to come back into this POI here. We look bullish still, creating high highs. And since taking this previous weekly high and the previous week to that as well, we haven't had any impulsive breakdown, not in my opinion, not yet. We've paused here, it's taken a few hours. Considering the major buy side liquidity is taken, the pullback isn't exactly impulsive, so I wouldn't be shorting. I'm still looking for the reaction here until some structure starts to break. I'm not going to believe to go to a short bias just yet, right? So I've even labeled this here as inducement. If it looks good enough, of course, we could, there's a 15-minute order block down here as well. If this pulls back up and comes down even more correctively, this could look as somewhere to enter from. It'll give me a bit more confidence to enter from this 1 hour order block, or on the 15-minute order block. We've got this to serve as inducement, as with this low, so I'd prefer it to pull back again, create some corrective buy side liquidity during the pullback. But if not, like I said anyway, we'll wait for it to hit this 1 hour POI and hold, and we can start looking for longs. And if it breaks, then we can think, okay, there's a bit more of a structure shift. We may pull back further into this 4 hour discount, or to this 1 hour order block beneath here, which also has inducement. So we have options there to continue going with the bullish leg, which for me is obviously more high probability at the moment. Also, you see here I've mentioned DXY, major sell side liquidity taken, and within a 4 hour POI. So I'll go up to DXY and go to the 4 hour. So for DXY, you can see we had this weak low because it pulled back, didn't take the high, right? And it eventually pulled back again and took out these weak lows, right? Because they weren't able to break the previous highs. So we've swept that now, the same as we have on EU. Difference being here, we have a 4 hour order block and sell side liquidity taken. So I'm expecting some sort of bullish behavior, a pullback at least, right? We haven't had a massive impulsive pullback yet, but it could be forming. Go down to the hourly. It's the same picture as the EU, of course. We've got this 1 hour leg within this 4 hour leg, and we have the order block with the fair value gap or imbalance here, and we have this slow pullback forming, right? Nothing too impulsive given the fact that we've come out of a 4 hour order block and we've swept previous weekly lows, previous daily lows. So we have this order block here lining up with EU. Again, we can see how it holds. See if we bottom out, like in my previous video for my winning trade. See if we bottom out on the 5 or 15 minute, and if there's any opportunities to continue with a bearish DXY and a bullish EU. If not, we also have the same order block here that we can wait to see what happens around, right? So that's my update on the EU pair. It's looking fairly bearish right now with this strong 1 hour pullback, but it doesn't mean anything. We're about to hit this area, and like I said, we'll adjust, we'll see how this holds, and we'll see if the long bias continues. So hope you enjoyed this video, got all the value from it, and if you're still here at this point, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.